Hi guys, welcome back to another yoga flow, and today's flow is going to be all about helping us get into the splits. Now do not worry if you feel like you don't have the splits at the moment. This is a really great practice to work towards getting deeper in your splits. I also have a yoga tutorial on really great poses to do every single day if you are working towards the splits, so I will link it in the card above and down below. But this is going to be a really nice flow, opening up the back of our legs and also opening up the front of the hip. We're going to start standing today. And also you might need 2 blocks. So if you're quite far away from your splits at the moment, make sure you have some blocks or pillows to hand. So come to a standing position, feet about hip width apart. Fan out the toes and then just take a moment to shift the weight forwards and back in the feet. And then eventually just slow down that rocking until you find kind of a even distribution of the weight in the feet. Soften the knees and close the eyes. Relax the shoulders down away from the ears. When you're ready, take a nice big full breath in. And a big sigh. 2 more. Last one. And let it go. Relaxing the jaw, blinking the eyes open. As you inhale, reach the hands high up overhead, lift up on out of the waist. Exhale, folding into a forward fold, head relaxed. Lovely. Inhale, halfway lift, hands press to shins. And as you exhale, fold, release the neck. Wonderful. Inhale, press into the feet, rise all the way up, just gently warming up with some half sun salutes. Exhale, fold. Feel that stretch down the back of the leg. Lovely. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, scoop those hands into the air. Exhale, folding forwards. Follow the breath. Inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, plant the hands. We're going to come back to an all fours position. So hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, tucking the toes, and then pushing the sit bones back to stretch out through our feet. So if you're feeling quite tight in the feet today, if this is too much on your knees, you can stay here. Otherwise, hands up onto the thighs. Make sure that little toe is getting a little bit of a stretch as well. And then see if you can relax the full weight of your body down onto your heels. So warming up our feet is going to help us later on as we move up into stretches into the legs. Nice. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, float your hands high up overhead. And as you exhale, cactus out the arms, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Nice. Turn the hands to face one another. Interlace the fingers. Take a nice big breath in. Wonderful. You're almost there. Big breath. And as you exhale, bring those hands out in front, untuck the toes, and then come extend your right leg long onto the mat, pushing through that heel. Take a little rock maybe forwards and back if that feels good. So just starting to work into the calf and the Achilles before we get fully into our hamstrings in the upper part of our leg. Lovely, and then bring it on in, extend the left leg out, see how you feel on this side. If this forwards and back doesn't really serve you, you can totally just push back into that heel and find the stretch that way, so totally up to you. Good. From here, bringing that left knee in, spread the fingers wide, tucking toes. Come on up to your first downward facing dog of the practice. So have a little feel out of your dog, hands are shoulder width apart, root down through those knuckles. And then from here, bend your knees a little, twerk your hips up higher. And then as you do that, begin to extend the heels down towards the mat so you intensify the stretch down the back of the leg. Lovely. Relax the neck and the jaw. Wonderful. Inhale, float your right leg high up into the air. As you exhale, bend the knee, let gravity have that heel, let it drop on over to the left hand side. Good, big breath in. As you exhale, step that right foot in between the hands, drop the back knee, untuck the toe, and then come on up to a low lunge, so reaching the hands high. And as you exhale, settle down into the hips. So you really want to feel it in the front of your left hip. This is really going to help you with your splits later on. Take a nice big breath. And as you exhale, straighten up that front leg, coming into a half split. So this is where if the floor starts to be like, oh, really far away, use your blocks and bring the floor to you. Otherwise, we are here. And if you want more intensity, fold over that front leg in your half split. Lovely. Take a nice big breath. And as you exhale, you're going to slightly bring your left knee out to the left. And then you're going to sit on down onto your sitting bone. So your left foot, the sole is up, facing towards the ceiling. So we're stretching through this front quad. Lovely. Inhale, float your hands high. And then as you exhale, fold on over that right leg. You can be high, you can be a little bit lower. Totally like find your own intensity. It is all good. Lovely. Take one more breath. And as you exhale, come on back up, bend into that front knee, plant the hands, come back to your downward facing dog. Good, take a little pedal out of the feet. Good, inhale, float that left leg high. Exhale, bend the knee, let the hip open out to the left. Good, see how high you can get that left knee, point it up to the ceiling. Good, big breath in. And as you exhale, step it on through in between the hands, drop the back knee, untuck that toe, low lunge. Take an exhale to settle into it and find that stretch through the front of your right hip. So even squeeze your right bum cheek as hard as you can. Feel how that intensifies through the front of the hip. Relax those shoulders, big breath in. As you exhale, hands to mat, and then straighten up that front leg into your half split. Good, keep your toes alive, so you really want to like reach them up towards the ceiling. Maybe folding a little bit further. Good, take one more breath. And as you exhale, you're going to sit back even further, so your sitting bones come down onto the mat. Your right foot is out to the side for that stretch through the quad, big breath, and then folding on forwards. Good, take your time to come into these stretches. And in the tutorial that I have, I will, as I said, I'll link it down below. We hold some of these stretches for a lot longer, so if that's kind of like you have target areas that you need, go and check out that video. Good, take one more breath. Exhale, plant the hands, bend into this front knee, plant those hands down, step it back, downward facing dog. Nice. See if you can get those hips higher and heels lower. Wonderful. As you inhale, come on forwards to a high plank. As you exhale, drop the knees, untuck the toes, lower down with control. Inhale, squeeze shoulder blades together, roll shoulders away from the ears. Lovely. As you exhale, take it back, downward facing dog. Awesome. This time as you inhale, float your right leg high into the air. As you exhale, step it in between the hands. We're going to come into a standing split. So if the floor is far, remember the blocks can be here. We're going to lift our left leg into the air, point those left toes, let the head drop down. Very intense stretch through our right hamstring. Wonderful. Big breath in here. Exhale, drop that left foot back behind you, high on those back toes. Inhale, float your hands high up overhead. And as you exhale, settle the shoulders and then really straighten up your back leg. Good, hands to your hips for this one. Straighten up the front leg. Now both legs are straight. Big breath in. And then as you exhale, bring your chest parallel with the floor. So we're really getting into the back of that front leg. High on those back toes, keep your balance. Good. Really press down through the base of your front big toe. Wonderful. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, hands to mat, bend into that front knee, then drop that back knee down. Good. Inhale, float your hands high. This time, exhale, bring your hands behind. We're going to bend into our back knee, so use hamstring, use glute strength, and grab a hold of the foot. Now, if this doesn't feel accessible, grab a strap or a towel, you can lasso your foot. Good, and then find your own intensity here. So you're gonna pull the heel in towards the bum, sinking the hips forwards. So with that back knee, just be mindful that you're not on like the very point of the knee because it might feel a bit sensitive. You can either pad it up or just come a little bit more forward so you're on like just above the knee, like the fleshy part of your thigh. Good, nice proud chest. Wonderful. Take one more big breath in. As you exhale, let go of the foot slowly. Hands to mat, step it back, downward facing dog. Awesome. Lift your kneecaps, feel your quads engage and your hamstrings will open up. That's it, lovely. Inhale, float your left leg high. As you exhale, step it in between the hands. Good. Inhale, standing splits. Take your time, use blocks if you need. That right foot is reaching up into the air. Fix your focus and relax your neck. Wonderful, big breath in. As you exhale, land those right toes back behind you. Inhale, high lunge, scissor the legs together. And then really straighten up that back leg. Imagine like the heel was coming over the toes of your back foot, so you feel that opening through that hip. Wonderful. Hands to your hips and then straighten up that front leg. So keep the quads lifted, big breath in. And then as you exhale, bringing the chest parallel with the floor. Whoop. Find your balance. Zip up through the belly. And look down just so your neck is in a nice neutral place. Wonderful. High on those back toes, big breath in. As you exhale, hands to mat, bend into that front knee, drop the back knee. Awesome. Inhale, float the hands high. Exhale, hands come behind and then bend that back knee. Grab the foot, the ankle, whatever you can grab a hold of, and then pulling the heel in towards the glute. Nice proud chest. Now make sure it's not so intense that you start like kind of screwing up your face and gritting your teeth. That's not going to do us any good. Your body will just kind of fight back against you. So be very gentle and mindful with yourself. You can do like gentle kind of pumps of the heel to the glute. Take one more full breath. As you exhale, let it go. Plant the hands down. Step it back to a high plank this time. Breathe in. As you exhale, take it through your vinyasa. So you're always welcome to use the knees, remember. Inhale, lengthen the front side, lift the heart. As you exhale, take it back. Downward facing dog. Awesome. As you inhale, bend the knees, look forwards. Exhale, step or hop to the top. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold, release the neck. Inhale, rise all the way up, press into the feet, reach your hands sky high. Awesome, exhale, hands together at heart center. Good, step your feet hip width apart. So hip width is where your femur, your thigh bone, enters your pelvis and not the fleshy part. Spread the toes, big breath in. And as you exhale, fold, use your peace fingers and thumb, wrap them around your big toe. Bend the knees like if you need to, it's totally fine. Inhale, look forwards to lengthen through the waist, suck the tummy in. And then as you exhale, use the strength in your arms, pull your belly to your thighs. And then shift the weight forwards into your toes, so you're pushing your big toe down, but you're also trying to pull it up. So it's like a dual action. Good. Lift your kneecaps, engage those quads. Lovely. Head is nice and relaxed. Just allow the head to be super kind of heavy. Good. One more breath. Exhale. Inhale, hands up onto the fingertips. As you exhale, plant the hands down, step it back to a plank. Breathe in. And then as you exhale, take it through a vinyasa just to reset the spine. Inhale, lift the chest into your back bend, up dog or cobra. And as you exhale, take it back, downward facing dog. Awesome. Press the floor away and ground down through those heels. Good. From here, bending the knees, coming to all fours. We're going to give our splits a go now. So we should be in a nice kind of warm position for this. Step your right foot forwards. This is where you might need your blocks. So probably all of us will need blocks unless you have a very confident split pose. Cool, so right foot forwards, straighten up the leg. So if you're kind of like this, come up higher, like even be like really high on your blocks like this. Cool, reaching the toes forwards. And then maybe we begin to creep that heel a little bit further forwards. See how you feel. Good. Bit by bit, slowly by slowly, slowly, find a place where it's like a 7 out of 10. So like for me today, this is 7 out of 10. And then when you've found that place, prop yourself up with a pillow, a block, 2 blocks, 3 blocks, or you can just hold yourself up on your arms. But see if you can keep that upper body nice and relaxed. Breathing in that place. Have this idea that the inner thighs are scissoring together. So we don't want to be opening up our hips. We want to be drawing that right hip back, left hip forward. So our hips stay nice and square. Keep that right foot active. Lovely. So in my tutorial, I say that you can hold this for a little while if you want, but we are going to move on. Take a big breath. And a soft sigh. Good. Bring your hands down to the mat and then exit in whatever way suits you. So move nice and slow. Don't shock your body. And then we're going to come back to an all fours position. Take a little moment here. If you need a cat-cow, if you need to like shake out the leg, child's pose, down dog, give yourself a little bit of free rein just to take a moment to reset before we move to the left. Great. From here, let's step that left foot forward. Have your props to hand. Left leg straightens out. And let's see how we feel on this side. So bit by bit, walking that back foot back, sliding the front foot forwards. If you've got a more slippy mat than me, it might be a little bit easier. Proud chest. Just notice if you start to come and like do this, if you can keep your chest nice and proud. It's quite an intense back bend. As you can see here, this hip is very open. Good. And then find that place where you can prop yourself up and not feel like it's too torturous. Check in with those hips. So your left hip is drawing back into the left socket. Right hip is drawing forwards into its socket. Shoulders relaxed. Lift this kneecap, engage this quad. That's going to allow this hamstring to open up. Good. Keep the breath nice and calm as well if you can. Wonderful. One more big breath. Little sigh out. Very well done. Just allow yourself to gently come on out of it in whatever fashion works for you today. Awesome. We'll meet back in an all fours position. Good. Just take a moment to reset, a little cat-cow. Exhale. Lovely. From here, inhale, neutral spine, tuck toes, downward facing dog. Awesome. From here, begin to tiptoe your feet towards your hands in as many little steps as you need. Feet are hip width apart, and then turn your toes out. We're coming down into our yogi squat, so drop the sit bones down between the heels. Nice proud chest. Lovely. Should feel that nice release through your lower back. Perfect. From here, hands behind, soles of the feet together. Take a big breath in, sit up nice and tall. And then as you exhale, roll onto the back of your body, all the way down, nice and slow. Good. When you arrive, relax your shoulders, relax your neck. Well done, everyone. Just allow that to settle. If you feel like the hips have been worked, see if you can just allow that area to soften now. Good. And then inhale, bring the knees pointing up to the ceiling and then in towards the chest. Big breath. As you exhale, hands cactus out, drop the knees to the right, turn the head to the left, release the back. Good. Inhale, knees through center, knees left, head to the right. Good. Inhale, bring in the knees through center, hug them in towards the chest, and then gently rocking up and down the length of the spine a few times, forwards and back, forwards and back. Coming to find a comfortable seat so we can close our practice. Close your eyes and just take a moment to acknowledge how you feel. So this is a very physical practice with the focus being on the splits, but just notice how that feels on a physical level, like in the cells, but also how it made you feel. Maybe there was frustration that came up or discontent, and that's fine. Just allow that to surface and then let it pass on by. See if next time we come to the mat, we allow ourselves to be wherever we are, and every day is completely different. Take a nice big breath in and a soft sigh out. Blinking the eyes open. Thank you so much for sharing this practice with me today. I really hope you enjoyed it and it felt good. If it did, make sure you give me a little thumbs up. Leave me any suggestions below. I read all of your comments. So yeah, I will see you on tomorrow's flow.